Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. This is episode 440 of the Ping Pong Flix Show. It is the day after tomorrow. I don't know, movie references. I'm sorry. One interesting one. This is Faora. Antje Traue. I'm butchering her name. She was Faora in Man of Steel. According to Kat, it seems like she'll say she's kind of doing release the Snyder Cut, but we'll look into this a little more. I know we're all about release the Snyder Cut day, but I thought this was kind of interesting to look at. She says, in pain, hashtag throwback, hashtag Man of Steel, training for Aura, right? And if you look into the comments, somebody asked her, "Are you going to come back, or is that a throwback Thursday kind of thing?" And she actually said, "Working on it, working on it." Is she coming back to be Faora? Is this like Man of Steel 2? I know we're all about the Snyder Cut, but this is the interesting thing that she is just trying to come back on her own, or are there talks of her coming back? We know she's still alive, according to Zach, within the Phantom Zone, so it's possible that she could come back. She was a really badass villain, and it would be great to see her, throw down with like Wonder Woman or somebody, or even if there's a Supergirl movie, or come back and try to fight Cavill again. Maybe this time he's a little bit more combative, and actually will be able to take her on this time around. So, but he handled himself pretty well. But this is an interesting thing for today, so I thought I'd let you guys see that. What is going on with that movie, right? But it is the day after we pretty much broke the internet with the release, the Snyder Cut. So this is Monday after the Sunday of chaotic celebration and uproar and excitement and just everything good in the Snyder Cut movement yesterday. Everybody came together, worked together, just put aside differences for the most part, and actually got this thing trending. So I might be on the wrong screen. So this is going to be a little different format, because I want to show you a little bit about this here. So this tweet right here, this is coming from Release the Snyder Cut at RT Snyder Cut. And you can kind of see here, good morning, time for some stats. Over the past 24 hours, hashtag Release the Snyder Cut has been tweeted over 771,000 times, with potential reach of over 800 billion views. Fans created the first spike. Ray Fisher, Gal Gadot, Ben Affleck gave us the second. From all the fans, humbly, thank you. As you can see this, I don't know if you can see this really carefully, as I am desperately trying to make this fit on my screen here. Just trying something new. I want to be able to share my screen in any case. So right here, number of conversations, engagement, 2.2 million. Most of it's positive. I guess that's what that means. I don't really know too much about these numbers, only that it really did spike over time and gradually went down as the night went on. But for the most part, it's a positive spikes here, and that's great. That's awesome. That's great for the movement. And over here, another great view of trending data, this time over the past week, even excluding last week's and Gal's Day on Monday. Release the Snyder Cut was tweeted over 1.1 million times this week, and its potential reach is staggering. Along with news coverage today, this is a big win. Look at the news coverage today. 1.1 million. Look at that. Today has been quite awesome. Very positive. Potential reach. Is that trillion? Is T for trillion? I mean, a million. Yeah, okay, wow. Engagement 3.1 million. Guys, we reached mainstream here. So it has been an incredible day. So I want to share with you And I thought this is probably a better way to share with you some of the tweets and things like that that have gone on instead of just trying to screen cap and stuff from my usual. I know you won't get to see my not so fashiony face up close, but that's okay. The more important thing is you look at these tweets here. The Hollywood Reporter has done a little video here, which I don't want to be too loud here, but Fable Director's Cut, yeah, they're still calling Fabled, but whatever, it's okay. Hollywood Reporter is talking about the release of Snyder Cut. And also, you can see here, you might just start closing these ones. Variety has put out also a video as well. Ben Affleck and Gal Gadot have joined the call for Warner Brothers to release the Snyder Cut of Justice League. So that's also something, a big trade talking about the Snyder Cut. That's exactly what we want. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to gain this mainstream with the help of Zach, Gal, Ben, Ray, and loads and loads of others. They've kind of gained this way of trying to get it going, right? Before I get into that one, Josh Trank already, in all honesty, released the Snyder Cut. Just do it. Release the Snyder Cut WB. He had tweeted something a little negative earlier, but then he is a director who made Chronicle and went on to make Fantastic Four, which got clobbered as well by the studio, Fox Studio, and made him change that movie into a weird something else. So he would probably be one of the directors who would support the Snyder Cut because that happened to him personally on a personal scale. So I'm glad that he changed his mind in a way and made a positive tweet for the hashtag release the Snyder Cut as well. But as you know, even detractors and haters will use the hashtag as well. So that just adds to the trending, adds to more engagement. So that's fine. Kevin Smith, dear Warner Brothers Pictures, if even Batman is calling for it, it's time to release the Snyder Cut. Sounds like it would be a great subscription driver for HBO Max. Of course, he's quote tweeting Ben Affleck over there, and that's just awesome, really. Kevin Smith has been a huge supporter of the release of the Snyder Cut for a long time. He has his own show that he talked about where he had someone in the audience had watched a test screening for it or something like that, and he knows about it as well, knows quite a bit about the Snyder Cut as well. Probably talks to Ben Affleck now about the Snyder Cut, but it's all good in it's just more engagement, more people talking about it, and actually getting it to trend a day after. It's kind of good to have it not all in one day. Even that's great. It's spread it out throughout the week maybe, and then maybe just keep that engagement up, and then more people will jump on and see that and want to know more, want to maybe come out and support it as well. If you can kind of see, Michael Rosenbaum says, does Warner Brother listen to anyone? Just saying. Justice League Unlimited. So even him, in a way, he's supporting it as well because something else has happened to him amongst other people as well. So that's great. That's awesome. Jackie Earle Haley also is in support of the Snyder Cut. Rorschach himself, from Zack Snyder's Watchmen, says, let's do this already, hashtag release the Snyder Cut. So he's pretty much coming out and saying Rorschach way, do it, and hopefully other people will listen in. A lot of more engagement, of course, to the Snyder Cut. So that's very good. That's very interesting. So Nick Mckinless also came out to support the Snyder Cut. Missed this yesterday. Here he is. He posted that picture on Instagram. These Release the Snyder Cut fans really want to see the real Ares in Justice League. Brilliant artwork from Tuvik.art. 3 years on, still no credit, still no residuals. Sigh, that guy on the right deserves better, me thinks. Hashtag Zack Snyder, hashtag Nick Mckinless, hashtag Injustice League. So hopefully there are talks for him to come back on as well. I mean, him along with, Darkseid, and countless others have come up to say hashtag release the Snyder Cut. Include like Greg Draven, who I don't have the tweet right now, but he has come out also said hashtag release Snyder Cut. He is one of the human in the history lesson, and he appeared. I believe he appeared next to the king of the humans to bury the mother box, I believe. So that's kind of cool for him to come out as well. Another person, Joe Manganiello, actually came out today as well, and in support of the Snyder Cut as well. He has a bunch of Instagram pictures that he put out here. Released the Snyder Cut. Pictures from when he was in Monaco on that boat in that post-credit scene. I don't know if that ended up that post-credit scene was supposed to be during the film. We're not sure. Looks like he's got a nice. He actually held a drink here. I don't think he actually drank anything in the actual film, but in the theatrical version. So this is him. What a waste of a badass suit there. I hope he does come back as Deathstroke. It was a great casting, a great looking suit. He definitely one of the ones that deserves to be seen as well. There's possibly more scenes with him. Maybe him getting him kind of getting Lex Luthor out of prison, perhaps, but I'm not sure. These are the pictures. Hashtag release the Snyder Cut. He is also championing release the Snyder Cut as well. So that's awesome, and that's cool. What more could be said about that? A little bit about yesterday. We have talked about Tom Holkenborg, how he may have released a Snyder Cut theme or something. Well, he tweeted out today, well, it ain't the Snyder Cut, but wink, and now I know better to mark November 17th in my calendar, but something else I've been hiding under wraps will finally be available for fellow music makers on December 16th. I give you Junkie XL brass in collaboration with Orchestra Tools. So if you kind of hear this, it doesn't sound like the music that he was prepping yesterday. Yesterday's music sounded more ominous, sounded more like something out of possibly the Snyder Cut. So I thought that was kind of interesting that he put this video, which is a much more whimsical type of orchestra, to it. Of course, a lot of people replied, but True Love Faith, she said, well, we will take a little longer for that Snyder Cut score then, but we are a little excited. Can you tell? Tom Holkenborg just actually replied just a little bit. But just going back to Holkenborg, Junkie XL, when you listen to this, you just listen to it. I mean, that sounds more like, I don't know if you can hear it. That sounds more like something out of the Snyder Cut. And I don't want to put it out right now, but if you go back to like the trailer, Justice League Comic-Con sneak peek, I tweeted this out. You go to the part, I think it was like 3 minutes and 44 seconds of that trailer of where Alfred's working in the car, Superman comes down. At that time, we were like wondering if that was Superman. At that time, there's a music cue in there. The kind of the build up to that music is very similar to this one he tweeted out the other day. And I'm just wondering, it could just be his style, which is okay, that's fine, but I'm just wondering, it just sounded so similar to it. I thought I'd point that out. But Subjective Reviews, who also has a YouTube channel, by the way, so check that out, he said this: it feels like these actors are signing their contracts for upcoming Snyder movies and then saying hashtag release Snyder Cut. And I thought that was kind of interesting to think of that way. So like at a certain moment in time yesterday, Gal Gadot had said release the Snyder Cut. Was that because she signed something and said, all right, I'm done, I'm ready, I'm all in? So I'm gonna just tweet out that my part's done. Ben Affleck, my part's done. Ray Fisher, my part's done. And he even deleted his Instagram, all the photos except hashtag release Snyder Cut and his photo. And then you got and we never got anything for Superman, right? We never got anything for that, but I'll get to that in a minute. But we did get Joe Manganiello today, and he was in the Snyder Cut, so he said hashtag release the Snyder Cut. Of course, Nick Mckinless said that, but he did say no residuals and stuff, so it makes you wonder if that's actually happening, or is he part of negotiation, or he's just throwing it out there, so they're wondering if someone will give him a call or something. But for Joe Manganiello, he also said hashtag release the Snyder Cut. Could he have signed something today? This is all just speculation at best. Okay, we don't know what goes on in these negotiations, how long it's going to take for these negotiations to take place, and are there any hiccups or delays or anything like that. Could possibly be that Superman delay, right? And speaking of Superman delay, I like to point this one out. Now, I want to point this one out. Okay, this is a picture of Superman. What it appears to be probably during the Batman v Superman fight. Now you're wondering, it's black and white. This looks kind of familiar. Well, apparently Zack Snyder had posted this along with many other posts, including the Gal Gadot, the Aquaman one, Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Bruce Wayne, and Ray Fisher yesterday as Cyborg. So someone said that there was a picture. One of them was Superman, and then Zack had deleted that. And so someone actually got that picture, was able to take a snapshot of it before he had deleted it, right? And it is this of Superman looking angry. Of course, this very with the curl. And the background kind of just reminds me, and I believe this is from Batman v Superman. I could be wrong, but I believe it is. And in a way, you're left to wonder, well, Henry Cavill didn't post anything today, right? He didn't say a word, and Zack had deleted this, right? He had deleted it, and it's not something that it's possibly. There's two ways to look at this, and I want to be careful because I don't want to be in part of anything. But so I want to pull up this Grace Randolph tweet about Henry Cavill. She posted it today because, as I've been telling all of you, Henry Cavill didn't get along with everyone. But geez, he still could have Instagrammed his support, right? Again, he's unfortunately and oddly difficult. Now, you may be thinking, well, is that true? Is that what's happening? We never know what's happening behind the scenes and who's difficult with what. Is he truly done with Superman? Which doesn't seem to be the case because he keeps bringing up Superman here and there. It could be Danny Garcia who is telling him not to say anything. It's possible they're trying to get a Superman contract working together, and so maybe that's why he hasn't put hashtag release the Snyder Cut, because they're still in maybe in some negotiation or whatever, right? It did seem like the cast really enjoyed having him around, though. They still think he's Superman and things like that, but I don't know. I'm not sure. We don't know how it is during that time. I like to keep optimistic, though, to think that he could still come back as Superman. Is one of the greatest Superman actors ever, and I would love to see him back in the Snyder Cut. But that's one way to look at it, right? And that's also one way as well. He didn't say it, so Zack Snyder took it down because it was not ready. It was supposed to have come out during that time. Or, Zack maybe doesn't make mistakes. What if Zack threw that out there knowing full well how fast people are at capturing photos before he takes down things, in order to bring the noise up that there is a Superman? He really still wants Superman to come out and say hashtag release the time. I mean, he did. He has yet to rise. So he hasn't risen yet. He hasn't come out yet. And I don't know if it's to the point where we have to actually start tagging Danny Garcia, his representative, even throw in The Rock too, because it's the same rep, and so maybe he'll say something or the other. But whatever is happening in the background, it does appear that maybe these negotiations have yet to finalize what Henry Cavill's role is going to be, and as if he's going to be in Superman. Is he trying to combine Snyder Cut and say, well, if you want me to do the Snyder Cut, then I need a Superman movie? Because if you think about it, Aquaman's got Aquaman 2 coming out. Aquaman. I'm going to say Arthur Curry. Jason Momoa has Aquaman 2 coming out. Gal Gadot has Wonder Woman 1984 coming out. Bruce, Ben Affleck, he's probably like, okay, well, just do it. I've got the Way Back Home movie coming out and stuff like that. So he's very much in Warner Brothers camp. In fact, they're going to make his movie. So I don't think he would go out of the way to kind of just say release a Snyder Cut without something going on in the background with his character, with him. I mean, if he really wanted to make sure that his movie does well and Warner Brothers markets his movie and he works together with Warner Brothers, I don't think he would have said that, including Gal Gadot and all these other people. So being optimistic, hopeful here is that they all got maybe contracts signed. I don't know. Maybe they're all in. Yeah, like they said, the hashtag release a Snyder Cut. We're done. We're ready to go. We're ready for this thing to be released. They need all these people to have their contracts re-signed or something. I don't know how it works legally, to be quite honest, but it just sounds something I could believe, right? And negotiations like that could take a while. And maybe Henry Cavill has not gotten there yet. Maybe he's one of the last people to get his contract signed, or maybe he's still working on trying to get a Superman movie deal out of this thing, right? And also The Witcher is coming up, so we can ask him then, if anybody would ask him then. Although I'm hearing that they're actually kind of just screening the questions. They cannot ask him anything about Justice League or the Snyder Cut, which is interesting. So, but fingers crossed, these things take time, and hopefully he will one day come out and say hashtag release Snyder Cut. And once he does that, I think that's when we'll know negotiations for the main cast is done, and maybe we can move forward with the whole thing. Maybe, I don't know. Like I said, I'm just speculating. I have no sources or inside scoops on any of this whatsoever. I'm just contemplating and wondering what's going on. I really do think the Snyder Cut is inevitable by now. The world needs it. We have entered mainstream. You saw the statistics earlier. It is an eventuality. It's just a matter of when and how much negotiations can be put together. And there are negotiations right now. Actually, that's something that is out in the open right now. They are talking about it. They are at the table per se. I don't know if it's virtually or whatever, but it is happening. And so something is happening. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we did our part to get that movement out. We did our part to hashtag. We did our part to show Warner Brothers and all the right parties that the public wants to see this and the public has an interest in it. And if they haven't have an interest in it or didn't even know about it, they are knowing about it now and possibly questioning people about it. Now, I know there was articles about there has no imminent announcement, of course, because they're still in negotiations. They're still talking about it. They're not going to have any announcement yet. It's that doesn't mean imminent, meaning it doesn't mean like right now, but it could be later. So be patient and wait for more news. But just to get you a little excited, okay, just to get a little excited, and I'm jumping already, but there is this cool scene from the stunt team where they support the release of Snyder Cut with this video. So I'm going to share it with you right now. Yeah, look at that fight. My God, look at that. I mean, what you're seeing here, guys, is the Steppenwolf battle. This league fighting Steppenwolf. Look at it, he's pulling Superman, and oh man, look at that. And then we get a little bit. You actually see partial scenes of the football, but maybe I can slow that down later. But you see all that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, how brutal is that? This video is definitely not for kids. But oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Is that it? All right. So Justice League stunt team. Okay. What a magnificent, magnificent thing there. Oh my goodness. That's so crazy. Let me see if I can zoom this in here. All right. So let's get into this. Okay. So the first, this is kind of cool. You see a shot of that. You see Darkseid's eyes, I believe, is Darkseid's eyes. Superman, the mother box. I don't know who drew this, but it looks amazing. And then you kind of just scroll a little bit. They do have little flashes of pictures here. And if you go online, you can. Some people have already brought out. That's the OG Steppenwolf, for sure. You got Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, of course, all the gods shirt on there, and then of course the first battle, right? So if you look at this, this is definitely part of the third act. We've always talked about the third act, guys. The third act. What happens in the third act? And I always wanted to see what happens here. And as you can see, it kind of just looks like. I don't know if he's supposed to represent Superman or something, or Steppenwolf. I think he's supposed to represent Steppenwolf. So Aquaman comes in with this Quindent. He dodges Wonder Woman. Flash shoots something out right here. And then look at that visceral, just amazing fight scene. Like, we never got this fight scene. Why did we not get this fight scene? Slash come down. Was this too scary for the kiddies? Come on, look at that. Oh, did he crush? Did he just crush the Quindent? No, I can't be. Cyborg here coming in. Punch, and here is someone in the back with something here, right? And I want to maybe I can pull it up during this video, but Cyborg had 4 arms in the toys and some concept art. He may have actually had done that in this part of the scene. So you see that. Over here, he grabs Cyborg from the mother box, pulls him down. We kind of saw this in the movie as well, although that angle is much better. Slashing, Wonder Woman fighting Steppenwolf. And I'm thinking, I don't know, but I'm thinking this is Aquaman trying to punch him, right? This is Aquaman trying to punch Steppenwolf. And then Steppenwolf just knocks him down. Now, this is interesting. Now, if you look at this, Wonder Woman here, he's pulling something. And I'm thinking that he's pulling Superman back. He's pulling Superman back. And then they just cut to that. But is he supposed to represent Superman? I don't know. Which means that Steppenwolf was much more scarier. Steppenwolf much more powerful, much more stronger. In the theatrical version, Steppenwolf couldn't take on Superman. Superman just taking him down, which is kind of cool to see him OP like that. But it does cool to have it kind of be of a team kind of thing, right? We want to have them working together to take him on, and it takes all of them to fight Steppenwolf, right? And I think I like this way better. Here we go, Steppenwolf. Crashing down, he takes the quiet Quindent, and I think that, you know what? I think this may be Superman going to fight Steppenwolf, and they're charging at each other. That's possibly what that could have been at that moment, right? And then it cuts to what we believe is the history scene, history lesson, and then it has little can't really get to it, but there are partial shots of the football field. Okay. So this is football field. This is stuntman for football field. Then the actual filming of the movie, and it's really put in there because they actually filmed that, I believe. So it's really snippets of that. History lesson, I believe. Some warrior fighting different parademons, taking them out. Just, oh my goodness, look at that. Oh my goodness, just the brutality of it is amazing. Look at that, the Quindon right through the neck. Oh my God, and whoa, just whoa, just oh my, oh, why isn't this in the movie? Then there's some lightning, which we gather is there something in there? Zeus, right? Zeus taking out people, place with on the actual football scene. Let's see if we can here. Zeus probably killing a whole bunch of parademons on by himself. More Victor Stone right here. Cyborg is right here. And then some awesome action scenes, which I believe this is the King of Atlantis fighting off parademons in that attack. And then another Victor Stone here, right here. I believe that's maybe Ray Fisher or a stuntman. Looks like Ray. This is probably the stunt team anyway, right? So that is it. And Justice League stunt team, incredible stuff. What an amazing crew here. Okay, so this is his Instagram page where he actually showed the thing. Ideas, concepts, pitches. Some may make it, some don't. Right direction or the wrong direction. You have to start with a direction. With the fight team myself, here's a little bit behind the scenes of reality that could have existed. I believe he actually changed that because I remember it said no thanks or zero thanks to Warner Brothers or something. But it's amazing. I mean, it's just an amazing fight scene. It's so cool. It's so visceral, and I enjoy watching it every time. Just enjoy her. Well, look at that. Just that type of like fighting, actual, it's not spliced up scenes and actual fights and stuff like that. Especially a history lesson about down there in the field, down there in ground zero, just fighting and maybe they didn't want to show killing of parademons or something. I don't know. It's weird, but amazing stuff. It's incredible stuff, and hopefully we get to see that one day. Like, I swear, hopefully we get to see that one day, and it maybe all starts with you, Henry Cavill, with you, Superman. Come out. Come on. You want a new Superman movie? Maybe you should kind of, let, Zach kind of erase the Justice League mess and just sign up and say, hey, we're ready. Release the Snyder Cut, Henry Cavill. I know it's I don't know if it's difficult or something, or if you're already plans to do it, whatever. But I surely hope that you can come to some kind of agreement or something, unless it's already being done. I don't know. But in any case, this week is going to be probably continue to have releases Snyder Cut in the open, in the mainstream, and I encourage you to just be positive, keep optimistic about it. If you want to, do hashtag releases Snyder Cut here and there. I even suggested going to Danny Garcia and The Rock and asking for Henry Cavill to say hashtag release a Snyder Cut or something. Maybe, and it's not like we can have any control in that matter, but maybe show them their interest in that we want to see their boy Henry Cavill back in the Superman suit, and there's no easier way to do that right now than for him to see him in the Snyder Cut, and maybe that will jump to people being interested in him being Superman again, right? We get to see him in the actual actual Snyder Cut as Superman, then we will get to see him as a Superman in his own film, and maybe that will help him get his own film made as well. But like I said, please, I know there's a lot of different people, haters, and people who don't think it exists and stuff like that. Try to ignore them. I know you it's not possible for a lot of people, but try to ignore them and just keep up the optimism, keep up the positivity, keep hashtagging release the Snyder Cut, and because in the end, when it does come out, you can do whatever you want after, but just to keep it positive for now, and in the end, they'll finally see for themselves that it does exist. Then they won't have to worry about all the other things like it's not as good as the theatrical version. But let's worry all about that when we get there. Let's just keep it on trying to get the word of mouth out there. Just trying to continue for the public to want to see the Snyder Cut, want to ask about the Snyder Cut. That's what we can do. That's our part we can do for the movement, is just to keep the pressure for Warner Brothers to actually say something or commit to something and actually get through whatever negotiation, if at all, is happening, which I believe it is. That we really want to see it, and the whole world, the public, needs to see it, like Jason Momoa said, and that's what we can do for Zack Snyder. And I know for a fact that he probably really truly supports what we are doing, and it's helping him further his fight to get his Snyder Cut of Justice League released. So until then, keep your head up, keep the positivity, keep optimistic, and please have some patience as these negotiations don't happen overnight. It does take a little time. But until then, let's see if anybody else from the cast comes out and says hashtag release the Snyder Cut, along with other people who are not even in the movement or even in the entertainment business as well. So for art's sake, hashtag release the Snyder Cut.